Namaste everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Shivani. In today's tutorial, I will be taking you towards three yoga poses only that will help release tightness, tension around the hip joint, which will naturally then bring more ease into the lower back and relaxation to the mind. So if you have two blocks, that would be great. If not, you can have two pillows right next to you. And let's get started by coming into a cross-legged seated position to begin with. Right, so if you have a cushion or a block, let's have the hips to rest on something that actually elevates the hips in order to bring the knees below the hips a little. So the minute you kind of prop your body, your hips, you feel a sense of more opening around the hip joint. You may notice how the knees kind of come a little below the joint and down towards the ground, right? So maintain a nice cross-legged position and focus on the subtle and the finer elements of the practice by taking three deep breaths. Just simply close your eyes and join me as we cultivate deep breaths in and out through the nostrils. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out deeply. All right, so take a moment to now release the hips and bring the hips on the mat and release the blocks a little out to the side. All right, so before we come into stretching, it's kind of important to move the body a little dynamically. So let's begin by having the right foot to press on the inside of your left thigh. Rest your hands back, keep your chest lifted, keep the left toes pointing back, right? Heel down, toes pointing back, very important. And then just simply lift the right knee up, exhale to the mat. Breathing in, whatever you can, breathe out to bring it down, right? So do it nice and slow. Feel the work happening into your right hip, right? So let's repeat this a few times. Now you can do it as slow as you want. You can also do a little faster, right? Just the knee up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax and relax. Let's switch. Left foot on the inside. Use your hand to bring it a little bit more in and just focus on the knee up and down, right? Right toes active. Let's keep that activation in the right leg. You may do it slow or you can just focus on up and down position, right? Up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax your left leg forward. Now let's bring the soles of the feet to touch together in a prayer position, in a namaste, just like with the hands, and bring the heels as comfortably back, maintaining a nice open chest. Now your forearms could be pressing lightly against your around the groin area, around your thighs, to bring the thumb on the inside of the midfoot, maintaining the spine nice and long. Now this position is called the butterfly stretch, and in Hindi we call it Titli Asan. Titli means a butterfly. I just find these yoga names sometimes take me back to places, that just brings a lot of memory of my childhood, especially by the name Titli, the butterfly, right? So begin to now lift your knees up and down. You can do it slowly. You can do it a little faster as well. And try to maintain the mind to rest on the stretches where you are feeling what you're feeling, right? So the mind is also trying to cultivate more focused attention, right? That's how we are training the mind also by harnessing the power of concentration, right? And it's normal for the mind to kind of drift away as we even move the knees up and down. The mind could be thinking something else. So let's try to stay more present as we move the body in several different directions and different ways. All right, I think that's pretty much enough. Lean forward, relax your legs, and rest. Right, so let's work the first yoga pose called Malasan, also known as the yogic squat position, right? And that seems very easy, but it is really very hard for a lot of people to sit in this position, which is one of the most important functional postures or the movement, if I would say, right? Just a way which is natural for the humans to be able to squat and sit. Now, how to get into a squat position if the ankle mobility, the knee, and the hips don't support the movement? So it's not just hips, it's the ankles, the knees, the lower back, and the hips. Everything is deeply connected with one and the other. So you may take one block, you could take two blocks, and see if you can elevate the blocks and be very careful if you have a bolster, something, a little chair. See if you can find more ease with the knees a little out to the side, your ankles, your toes sideways, so that your knees are kind of tracking towards your second toe, right? So the knees are moving in the direction of the toes. And simply stay here and breathe. Now, if you don't feel much, begin to reduce the gap and see if you're able to feel it around your hip joint. So maybe release one block or whatever you're sitting to sit on the other. Right, again, and focus on sitting tall. Just be present here for a couple of breaths, right? Breathing one, breathing two, all the way to five deep breaths. So today's postures, we are going to be working five breaths, and this is also a nice way to kind of sit and check your phone if you need to. So these are all great ways to cultivate more mind body awareness and really use these postures as an applied practice, right? Making it a lifestyle choice. All right, now have the hands in a namaste position. Open up your knees a little wide, pressing with your elbows as you open up the hips, maintaining the chest nice and long. And begin to notice the work happening in your body. Focus on breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Breathe in, breathe out, and this position is called the lizard pose. In order to do that, I'm going to be mirroring. So you can step your right foot on the outside of your right block, or the hands could be on the mat, right? So the practice of yoga really begins, and take it from where you are. So try not to push too much. Focus on moderation in your practice and your stretches. So if your hands are on the block and the block has three heights, you can utilize any height that's appropriate for you. Once you're here, maintain the knee above the ankle. And now push into your hands, stomach muscles slightly active, and slide, slide, slide your left toes as far back as you can. Press into your hands so you're not dumping into the lower back. So push and hold. Take a couple of breaths in and out, and I'm going to take you through an advanced version as well. Rest your knee to the mat, and the advanced version should only be done if your body has opened significantly, and then you can begin to push little by little into deeper stretches. Now, from this position, your hands on the mat, you could rest your forearms either on a block. You can also rest it on the mat, right? And just focus on breathing. Breathing, very important. Relax the nervous system. The mind relaxes, the body naturally responds in a much better way. So focus on breathe and hold it to five breaths at your own natural breathing capacity. And then rest your left knee, pick up the hands, take your right knee back, alternate with your left foot on the outside of your left palm, right? The same thing, stretch your right toes all the way back, push into your hands. You're also working the hamstrings. And then maybe rest your hands on a block or bring them on the mat. Gaze to the front, press on the outer edge of your left foot. A couple of breaths in and slowly breathing out. Take one more deep breath in and out. Come onto your hands, rest your right knee, take your left knee back, open up your knees a little wide, and take a little stretch. Relax the hips towards your heels, stretch your hands forward in what we called child's pose. All right, as you begin to now pick up the hips back into the tabletop position, let's work the last position of our practice today, which is the pigeon pose. To do the pigeon pose, rest your right knee behind the right wrist, right? And your right shin is a little diagonal. Now simply slide your left knee back. Now maintain the hands under your shoulders, no pressure in the lower back. If you have the block, this is enough. You simply try to rest the block or a cushion and see if you can just simply rest here, or your body could be more open and then you can try to get deeper by sliding. It's the sliding action. Your left leg slides back, walk your hands back. Slide a little back, walk your hands back. Now, in the pigeon position, the chest is also open, right? So, in traditional postures, it's also maintains a little backward bend. And the names are coming from these beautiful life around us, right? The pigeon, which also symbolizes the opening of the heart, right? Just puffing the chest like a pigeon. So, if you wonder where these names are coming, right? Again, to inhale, keep the chest nice and open. This is not pleasant in the back. Again, to take a gentle forward fold. You can rest your forearms, maybe interlock the fingers, rest your forehead on the block, or rest your head on the mat. Right, take a deep breath in through the nose, and then to exit the position, walk your hands under your shoulders, curl the left toes under, open up your chest, take your right knee back, take a little stretch in child's pose. So stretch your lower back completely as you send the hips towards your heels. Inhale, pick up the hips and rest your, this time, the left knee behind the left wrist. Now slide your right knee back, right? Do it nice and slow. Slide it back. Walk the hands back. Slide that knee back and try to just see if the spine can be nice and elongated as you lift your heart in upward direction and focus on breathing deeply, right? Your left toes are in flexion. You're pressing actively with your right foot. Right foot flat, also stretching the ankle. So it's not just the hip, is like I said, everything is connected and a lot of work is happening in all the other spaces of the body as well. Take a deep breath in. On the exhalation, rest your forearms and simply stay relaxed and breathe. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. You bring the hands under your shoulders, gently lift the front of your body, tuck the toes under, take your left knee back, and maybe this time have the knees a little closer. So you come into a little closed thigh, child's position. And you can always take a block and rest and take a couple of breaths right here. And as you press into your hands to gently come out of the position. So I hope you enjoyed working the hip strength, the flexibility, and maybe one day we may be able to access one of the beautiful functional movement, the asan, very important, Malasan, with time and with practice. Namaste.